My name is Alex, and I am from the Pines in Newcastle, and I am in grade 8. My mom and I have been talking about my future in school lately, and we've been discussing what school I will be going to. And while I would like to go to Clarke Public School, which is right next to where I'm currently going, I am concerned that if I go there, I will be ridiculed because kids in the school are making fun of Clarke. And I'm worried that if Clarke gets canceled while I'm there, and I go to Bowmanville, I will be ridiculed.
Why would you be ridiculed if Clarke gets canceled and then you have to go to Bowmanville?
Well, I would be ridiculed because I went to Clarke. Because people think Clarke is a terrible place, and they're joking about it and making fun of it. And
What are the kind of things they're saying about Clarke?
they're saying that the teachers are terrible, they smoke, do drugs, and in a way, I don't want to go to Clarke anymore because they're giving me a bad image of it, and I'm losing my interest to want to go there. And my friends don't want to go there anymore because of all the bad things they've heard. And so I am starting to reconsider my decision to go to Clarke because it just doesn't seem like a good place to go anymore.
What other things have you heard about Clarke that people have said? I know you've mentioned the teachers, the staff specifically, but have you heard things about the school itself that people are making fun of?
They've been saying that the workshop, I asked around and people were saying I want to go to Clarke, but I can't go because I want to work in a trade, and the trade doesn't work at they're not a big enough trade area there anymore. So the workshop class.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard anything about the actual academics, like people getting the classes they want or being able to take the courses they want or anything?
There was also people discussing how there weren't going to be enough branches for them to go, and they thought that places like Bowmanville High School would have more paths for them to take. And again, in a way, I guess they're right. Clarke doesn't really have much anymore because no one goes there, which again steers you towards the other options like Bowmanville High School.
Okay, so why would you want to go to Clarke? What makes you want to go to Clarke versus Bowmanville? Let's start there.
It's close to Newcastle.
Will that shut off?
No.
Okay, I'll pause. It's okay.
I would like to go to Clarke because, it's close to home. It's recognizable because we can see every part of the field and stuff like that from our field. So it would be easy for me to get settled into it. And we've been there on French trips and other things, so we know our way around it a bit. It has a huge library, even though it's starting to lose a lot of its books.
Why do you think it's losing a lot of its books?
Well, I don't think it has the funding, really, to keep a library of that size up and running. Even the bookshelves, when I last went, weren't looking that... they were looking good, it's just they looked like they weren't really being used.
Yeah. That might have more to do with the fact that we live in more of a digital age. How do you think, or can you think of any ways that they could, I want to say boost enrollment or get people to go back to Clarke? Clearly you're saying that there's an issue with people going to Clarke, people are going to be ridiculed, but how would you suggest maybe?
Well, it all boils down to the real problem. People went to Bowmanville High School because it was new, it had modern stuff, and they left Clarke because Clarke had old-fashioned stuff, even though as people left, they got new stuff. Mm-hmm. So the problem is, people think of Clarke as this place where everything's out of date, it's old, it's broken, and they want to go to Bowmanville because they think it's new, high-tech, and advanced, even though Clarke is closer and is pretty much exactly the same. If that could be brought clear, and if people would know that Clarke is not as bad as they think it is, I think that enrollment would go up incredibly.
Do you see any downsides to going to Bowmanville yourself?
Well, a big downside for me going to Bowmanville is it looks like it has way too many kids. With the amount of people that are planning on going there and with the amount of people there already are, it's going to be too many kids, and the teachers are going to spend way too much time trying to keep control of the class, and they're not going to spend enough time learning. and they're going to lose a lot of actual education that they could be using in their life.
So if you could give a message to someone in power who could potentially make a difference for this, what would you say?
I would say bring light to the fact that Clarke is not falling apart. It's not old. It's not broken. It is a good place to go to, and it's just like Bowmanville, but closer, and it's better.
Thank you, Alex.